Hi friends, today we are going to discuss on new criticism and introduction. The beginning of the 20th century marked a significant change in the old values and tradition in literature and life. Question, examine and test were the watchwords of the new era. In the area of criticism, new schools and theories emerged. The revolutionary developments in science and technology entirely transformed literary criticism. Four schools of literary criticism, popularly known as analytical criticism, psychological criticism, sociological criticism, and expressionism, came into existence. Writers of 20th century rebelled against the authority and idea of fixity. The area of criticism, T.S. Eliot, F.R. Lewis, I.A. Richard, William Emerson, Hugh and Ezra Pound, broke away from the critical tradition of previous age and carefully charted a new route for modern criticism. The new criticism was a formalist movement in literary theory in America. The movement derived its name from John Crowe Ransom's book, The New Criticism, published in 1941. However, the ideals of new criticism expressed by T.S. Eliot are found in Tradition and Individual Talent, published in 1919. The new criticism was a reaction against the aesthetic movement of Oscar Wilde and Walter Pater. It sets aside the historical criticism of poetry and other critical approaches. The new criticism includes the critical principles and theories of T.S. Eliot, F.R. Lewis, I.A. Richards, Emerson among the English critics, John Crowe Ransom, W.K. Wimsatt, Kenneth Brooks, and Alan Tate among the Americans. The following are the main assumptions of new criticism. The poem is seen as an object in itself, which means the poem is an independent or autonomous entity. The new critic entertains the close reading of poem, which was essential for revealing its multiple meanings or ambiguities. And the new critics concentrates on the linguistics process of a poem. According to Ransom, a poem consists of a dichotomy of structure and texture. In his essay, Criticism as Pure Speculation, which was published in 1941, he says a poem is a logical structure having a local texture. Texture is the quality of expression. Logical structure is the rational and logical arrangement of words in a poem. The new criticism is against the poet's intentions and reader's subjective response. It disentangles the social and historical context. The new criticism cultivated a hard-headed technique of critical dissection. Therefore, it insists on the objective status of a poem and evolved a strictly objective way of analyzing a piece of poem. Basic principles of new criticism. A poem or a work of art should be treated as an object in itself. In analyzing and evaluating a work, the new critics usually do not refer to the author's biography, to contemporary social conditions, and to its psychological or moral effects on the readers. The literary critics must approach the work with an open mind. The new critics are mainly concerned with the study of words and the structure of poetry. The close and subtle analysis of complex interrelations and ambiguities of the component elements within a work. The new critics derived their explicative procedure from I.A. Richards, The Practical Criticism, which was published in 1929, and William Emerson's Seven Types of Ambiguity, published in 1930. Poetry is communication. Poetry is a means of communication. So the new critics seeks to understand the full meaning of a poem through the study of poetic language. To them, words are very important, and their study is the only key to reveal the poetic meaning of the poem. The key concepts of criticism deal with the meanings and interactions of words, figures of speech, and symbols. There is a great emphasis on the organic unity of structure and meaning. The new critics reacted sharply against the vulgarization of meaning by the rhetoric of mass communication or privatization of language as a means of communication. Each of the new critics has devised his own methods to bring to light the uniqueness of poem and check the vulgarization of language. Richards his emotive and referential meanings, Eliot his objective correlative, Brooks his paradox, and Warren his irony. The new critic reduced all poetry to formula, and they removed criticism into a highly specialized technical area where it cannot be read or appreciated by the ordinary man. They contributed to linguistic expressions and benefited the study of poetry. They taught a generation to read, to reflect on meaning, to pay attention to what a work of literary art really means. They tell us what literature is and how it works. Thank you very much.